Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day and had a good weekend. Today is Monday, April 3rd, first trading week of this month, and week back in trading, as I did miss last week. So if you guys didn't see any live, it's because I wasn't trading last week. So we're gonna come back this week, checking out the market. Looks like today we are starting off strong with ISM data at 10 a.m. As well as construction spending, which ISM manufacturing PMI should be able to move the market fairly. But we did just come off news this weekend of oil cutting production, pushing oil up about 5 points pre-market. So we are seeing a lot of movement in the oil sector, which we can watch for today to see how we kind of react. This is definitely going to give us something to be cautious of throughout the week for the market as a whole. Personally, I'm going to be taking trading easily for today. We're going to see how this news affects the market, whether we price lower. But overall, my analysis for this week, as far as technicals go, is this high is my sell spot. It's this whole 4113 to 4141 is a whole spot of sellers for me personally on SPX, as this 4090 is also an inflection point in my analysis, where I am watching for a whole market reversal. My last inflection point was down here, which we ended up trending up as well. So we're looking for the same idea in this sort of price for this time around. So I'd like to see us start to sell off. That'd be my goal as far as analysis goes. We're gonna check out ES, see what we did. I added 2 levels. First off, post market of Sunday or Monday, or this is actually today's pre-market low, which is 4123, and high of 4137. We're gonna be using our old intraday or intra pre-market levels to try and see some scalps in case that there is low volatility in these sections. So we do have a gap that we may try to fill above. So let's kind of be cautious with what trades we take. These 2 levels are just going to be as placeholders for high and low expectations throughout the morning. So we'll see what is a possible level of rejection in the morning. We do have a demand up above this 4145. If we can get to that 4163, I'd like to see us sell off there. Let's check out what else we can do. As far as expectations, if we do sell off today due to that oil production news, I'd like to see us see some buyers at around this demand turn supply or supply turn demand, which this was a previous supply. I'd like to see it get down here and then start to gain some buyers, try to pick up some calls down there. And if anything, we do push, this will be my high, this will be my low. We now know our range, so we'll be scalping in between. We have these levels marked as a high-low kind of variance that we can try and scalp calls and puts. If the volume is low, we know that that's an area to grab positions. So that's about it for ES specifically. We're gonna increase our trend that we had on this was, I believe, Friday. We had this sort of level marked down. If we kind of test it, then we'll see if we break down, we can grab some, or have the idea that we may go lower to that 4094, or then we can bounce. Let's see how we react there. Not a lot. Again, it's just a day where you just gotta stand back and be patient. Only take a trade if your levels do align with any setups you see in individuals. So yeah, let me check NASDAQ. I believe NASDAQ, yeah. NASDAQ broke on, I believe this was Wednesday. Absolutely rallying and just continuing off that break. I personally wanted to grab calls, but I didn't trade a lot last week. But yeah, NASDAQ looks like a great setup. We're starting to see that high and reject pre-market. So let's see if we start to lose momentum, continue lower. My best guess is that buyers are interested in this price based off of these key levels here. So let's see 13,000, how we react up there, and if that may be a spot where Qs specifically, Nasdaq specifically, may see some action in buyers. Now let's step over to individuals. Let's look at how the market looks. All right, let's double check this. So we're gonna go into our daily frame. It's been a minute since I've chart anything. Last time was last week. We got our 160 spot. Looks like we're breaking this high 164, or we already have broken it. So far, to me, it looks like a strong trend up. We are starting to see this whole spot starting to sell off around there. We got this spot here, a little bit over here, and then this low starts to step into there. We can sort of mark a zone, see where is that we may sell off specifically, and so far I am eyeing somewhere between that whole spot, whole zone, based off of this high, this wick low, this wick, this low, and then overall information on the past. We'll see how we do react at this price. We're gonna move on. Not a lot there, but we are gonna use it as a possible watch. Now let's step over Costco. Costco consumer sector is something I expect to be very active in the case that oil does cause a volatile day. Costco should be one to push towards that retracement goal. We had a weekly chart to see if we can break one of the either levels on top or below. So far we've just been scalping in between, staying near that supply zone. Now we really want to see it hold above and continue up, but nothing specific to anything I want to grab for Costco just yet. Best area for me is just puts at that 509 to 507 retracement spot. So that is about it for Costco for me. I'm going to go on to Nvidia, which Nvidia again has been very strong. Going to remove this chart. We're going to look for some possible new setups there. Let's see what we have. So far looks like a potential support right here. Trend line support we can have marked down. Pre-market high or post-market high of Friday, including high of day, looks to have been a great spot for Nvidia. We're gonna see if today this may be a spot of rejections at pre-market high, or a spot of a break and go. Depending on the first 5-minute candle, we'll see if we can orbit. We'll double check. We'll see how the market looks in the time of breakout. Anything else here? We can try and mark up a retracement. See if there is anything interesting there. We're gonna try and get a high to low retracement going. Let's see how it looks. So far we got our bounces here at 78.60%, which is the 272.10. I want to see us break below that support and retracement and try to get some targets below. Slow move down. Looks like there's a lot of chop, so the profits are going to be between 1 to 2 points, which depending on the contract, we'll look at delta to see what's that reward possibility, and if it's worth it, then we'll take a trade. If not, then we'll leave it alone and just view it. But right now we'll have this on watch. It's not a bad setup. We'll see how it does. Let's go into Tesla. Tesla, I believe it had bullish news this morning, but it is dropping, partly because of the news related to oil. But they did have good crash or crush delivery numbers, so that was not bad. We'll see how we do today. As you guys know, Friday we closed the post market high at 208, which is supply from last month essentially. We also have our supply or demand down here at 185. We'll see how we do react there if we get towards there throughout the week. Not a lot apart from that, so we'll just be patient. I'm not going to really be forcing Tesla contracts. I'm sure their IV is fairly high, We'll double check to see though. Let's go on to Meta. Meta looks bullish after breaking our rising wedge. We ended up shorting. We ended up grabbing nice put swing, 100% return there, and then ended up moving up. Now we're gonna look for what is Meta going to do next, and let's double check to see if we have a resistance. We don't. In fact, it looks like we broke it. So far, just marking trends, possible trends. We do know that it's a bullish trend, based off of the price movement. We got our little trend there. Not a second break here. If we can get a retest, we'll see how we react. So far, not a lot in the resistance side. Overall, the idea for Meta, as well as the majority of the stocks in the stock market at the moment, is just we have this bullish trend, right? Where we are hitting lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Now what happens next is, are we going to hit a lower high again, or are we going to start breaking this trend that is bullish and get lower and then break a lower low, which confirms a bearish trend for us, and then we hit lower lows and lower lows and lower lows, which eventually leads us to the original low, which would be our diamond hand target. But overall, throughout this whole process, this is already about a $4 to $7 move, which for us that is just about a good return on an investment if we were to swing. So we'll watch to see how we do react there. I'm gonna have that level marked. As far as resistance goes, I don't see anything else there. We can have price target levels such as retracement from trend low to trend high, and that will be marked as that. So we'll see how retracements play a part as price targets progress. 206 is not a bad one. We can definitely see a lot of buyers there, as well as 205. So let's see how we do react. I'm gonna have that there marked, and we'll move on to Amazon. Amazon at 1 week weekly resistance, rising or falling wedge. We'll see how we do react this week. If Amazon becomes bullish after today and breaks up, I am interested in seeing how investors buy up the stock. We've been fairly bullish last week, so if we can see a continuation this week, it is likely we can see between this 106 to 109 range. Overall, a pretty strong move if we gain buyers there. If not, and we reject, then we have multiple levels, including this 100 that has been an extreme sell spot in the past, but now we can see it as a potential buy spot as we approach down there again. The buyers definitely have been at the 96 spot, so if we do go back into this sort of range, that's where you would see the most amount of buyers at. But yeah, that is Amazon. I'm not going to be looking for any crazy setups there. I'm just going to stick patient today, take things easy, and we'll see how we do. Now let's move on to AMD. AMD, after rejecting our supply 102, we've been fairly bearish, not hitting a higher high since. In fact, we actually retested 98.71. Looks like we rejected it on Thursday. Now comes the test where we are currently in a range, this being our low, this being our high. So now we're going to see how we do react today, if we sell off, or if we continue lower, or if we push up. We have our ranges marked to see where AMD will take us, based off of what I'm looking at. So far we are above our low, so if we do hit a lower high once more and we break out, then of course that is bullish. If we do the opposite and we hit a lower low, then of course expect 91 all the way to 98 or 88 for a continuation down. No specific setups as of now, but we do have our trend idea marked, which is good. So now we're just gonna scroll, look at any other setups that we look along the way. Looks like we're back at this supply zone for Boeing, which is actually key. I've been waiting on the supply zone. May look to grab a put swing here. We'll see if the momentum is low. I don't want to force a put position and get wiped out if anything does go wrong. But I prefer us get to that 215 spot for me to grab it. But that 214 to 212 spot is not looking bad at all for some put swings. Gonna keep this on watch, definitely not a bad setup there. So let's move on. Let's look at Disney, pretty bullish, nothing I see there. Google as well. Walmart back at that supply as well. We talked about consumer sector being a possible run. Let's see if we can get a higher high on Friday's high a day. If we do, then let's see if we push to that 150 towards 149 spot. Huge possibility there as well. But yeah, nice supply. Let's see if we reject it. I can go lower. PayPal also looking to be hitting that highs, but no good setup there as far as I can see. SQ not a stock I've traded lately. Roku's not looking too good for me. And of course oil, specifically this XOM started hitting that high resistance at 114.6.80, sorry. If we can reject there today, or yeah, today, we'll see. If we push higher, then expect this 116 to being a next spot of reject. But I want to see us reject that 114.80 as we open the market. Crowd, nothing for me there. AMAT, right back towards that supply. Looks like we're selling off a little bit. Still, we broke the rising wedge. Looks like we bounced off our level, our goal, which is 115.63. But still, no lower lows yet, so we aren't fully bearish until we achieve that. Once we achieve that, then of course our supply, our demand slash goal is 111. I'm going to be looking for shorts at this 123 range. For me, AMAT is a stock that is very range bound, and so if or trend bound. So if we are at this top, I am going to be looking for puts up here. If we're at this low, I'm going to be looking for calls down there. And overall, we've been fairly following these levels strongly. So I do want to see how we do move for AMAT today and or this week. JP Morgan, nothing for me there. And of course, C Limited, fairly bullish, guys. This was a stock we had on watch previous to earnings, and we haven't stopped pushing since. SE, big gap up to 80 and just continued to the 88, and now we're starting to see these highs achieve where you want to be cautious, because this is where sellers are at, which is this 90 to 88 spot to possibly even 92. We can see some shorts around there. Let's look. No specific low that I'm looking for as far as trend goes. Yeah, nothing really there. But that's really about it for me. My main watches today are that NVIDIA setup, looking really nice, and I believe this beta setup as well. But nothing else other than that. I don't plan on taking anything serious today as far as trades, unless setups relating to ES appear lining up with our individual stocks. So yeah, hope you guys have a great trading day today. I'm going to end this live here. We'll be back again tomorrow doing some more, and this week, so make sure to check back in every morning at 9:30 a.m. But hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see y'all later today for trading. See ya.